We are the English teachers. We don't know how to teach literature in class. Help us, Batman.
Teaching literature in class? What do I know about teaching literature in class? Don't worry. I know who can help you.
Who, Batman? Who? Who can help?
Mr. Muaz. Please, Mr. Muaz, show us what you have done before. Help us, guide the teachers to help the students to teach literature in class. Save them. Save the Malaysian education. In you we trust. I trust you. Over to you now, Mr. Muaz. All the best.
Thank you, Batman. Dear teachers, don't worry. That's why I'm here for you. So, first of all, I will be introducing myself. My name is Muhammad Muaz ZARKASYI bin HASMADI, currently teaching in SMK Taman Pelangi Indah, and currently pursuing my diploma for teachings at the IPGTHO in Batu Pahat. So, I got what you need. I have what you need. Shall we move forward to that? Don't worry. I am here to help you, not to burden you. So, first of all, I would like to say that I am very excited to present to you the Muaz Young Adult Literature in Practice project. All right. So this innovative site will showcase on how young adult literature can be incorporated creatively into ESL teaching for both lower and upper secondary students. All right. Now, this website is also designed for the course TSLB2102M, Young Adult Literature, and it offers a wide collection of technology-enhanced activities to help foster critical thinking, improve language skills, and build a genuine love for literature among ESL learners. I would love, I would love to mention the quote at the bottom. This is a very good quote that I find very interesting. YA books teach us one thing: 16 years old are way better at saving the world than adults. You can see, like, we have the Katniss Everdeen. We have many more characters like that. So shall we move on to the next part? Let's go. So in my Google site, in my project, I already prepared two selected literary texts. Okay, so this literary text provides a good selection of literary texts for classroom use. The texts are relatable, rich in language, and full of engaging themes, ideal for students aged to 13 until 17. So now let's see what we have for the lower secondary form. We have the first fair from by Narendra Dami. Very familiar, very easy to understand for the lower secondary form. It's not a complicated story. It's just a straightforward story, which is very suitable to be used for literature teaching in the ESL classroom. What can I say? I'm helping you guys. So we have 7 pages of this. We also have the video form, but it's in we can access it in the YouTube. And now we moving on to the upper secondary form of literary text. Sorry. Okay. So for upper secondary form, we have the Unexpected Course by J.B. Priestley. So this one, this is a very interesting story. I have provided in my project with the full text of this, including the characters as well as the story itself. Why I say this is a very interesting, because when we talk about inspector, student loves stories like related to the police, related to the detectives. They love that kind of story. For example, Knives Out. Even we have in Malaysia the police evil. So for me, I think when we use this kind of literary text, the students will be more eager to learn, will be more interested to read the text without being asked, without being forced. All right. So we have the full pages. We have 66 pages. Let me speak to the page 65, for example. So we have the full play of the An Inspector Calls by J.B. Priestley. These two literary texts chosen, not that easy. It's not that easily chosen by me. I have to search for a good and interesting story for the students. So for me, I think these two are perfect. Rather than you learn about something from the about fairy tales or whatsoever, instead of that, we focus on for the low form is to let them get a happy story, a friendship kind of story. But for the upper secondary form, we go more, how to say, critical. We go more, uh, for more that, how to say the word. We go for um, more in more deep story, not just friendship, but also focus on the different kind of theme, which is very, very needed for the students. They love this kind of story, as I just mentioned just now. So we've done here. Now, moving on to the best part for my project, the lower secondary. So here we have in the lower secondary section, here we find activities aimed at students aged 13 to 15. So each activity is carefully designed to be interactive, multimodal, and student-centered. All right. So we can see here the task sheet for lower secondary form using the selected literary text, which is the first by Narendra Dami. Here in my Google site, I already um, provide you the learning activity, which is the interactive story challenge. We have the objective for it, like students will interact with fair using a gamified digital storytelling game to improve understanding, sequencing, and creative expression. So we have the level one for the high proficiency student. This is suitable for the students who very excellent in their English. So we have the activity, which is unlocking the story. I also provide for the medium proficiency, which is the digital story sequencing. So different level different level of students get different types of activity that is suitable for them. We have also for the low proficiency, which they will do an audiovisual role play. In here also we provide the students and the teachers role in completing this task. So what they should do, and what they need to do during the uh, during the learning during the learning time. So now I also provide you the assessment and reflection. So we can see how this assessment reflects what and measures, assess what the students can do. For example, we have the digital story expansion for the high level of students, where this assessment will assess the creativity and the narrative ability. Digital story sequencing for the mid-level student, where this will measure their understanding and logical thinking. And the last one we have for the audiovisual role play, where it focuses for the students with low proficiency on their pronunciation and character interpretation. So how we reflect this task? Using a Google form or Padlet conversation. So all students need to provide a quick response to significant lesson from the experience. Now, we just not stop at we just not stopping at that. We also have I also provide the rubric for the assessment, where the teachers can measure, assess the students from excellent to needs improvement. There are many criteria. There are four criteria. I'm sorry, four criteria, like engagement, creativity, story understanding, and collaboration. And the last part is the integration of selection criteria and multimodal representation, where here we mention about how we integrate the criteria selection and material adaptation, as well as the multimodal representation to our task. And that's only for the lower secondary form. How about for the upper secondary form? I choose, okay, before we proceed with that part, I choose this GIF as the header for each tab, because I think instead of we need we instead of we the users of this website see a plain design, like a picture of a field, pictures of park. How about we go more than that? We choose GIF, right? So when they see this, they will like they when when the users see this, they will feel that this thing is interesting, and then it also relates to the now this generation, where GIF is one of the main important thing in their life, especially for the social media use. So moving on to the upper secondary form. For the task sheet for upper secondary form, using the selected literary text, which is I mentioned just now, and expected course. So teachers, students who are watching this video today, all right, so this task sheet is about interactive investigation challenge, where the students will study and inspect the course themes and characters, using a digital mystery solving project to improve their critical thinking, comprehension, and reasoning abilities. So the main lesson activity is to solve the mystery. That is the main lesson activity. But different proficiency will get different activity under their main lesson, which is solve the mystery. So we have the for high proficiency, which the high proficiency students will do a digital debate and investigation, right? So as I did with the lower secondary form, where we have the students role and teachers role, we also do the same for this one. We have the students role and teachers role. So teachers, you don't need to worry about what the students need to do because you have this guideline to help you. So, so the for this activity, students need to create argument for a digital debate with Flipgrid or any other websites they can use. So what they need to create the arguments on several character roles, as well as the evaluation of their motivations according to the story. So they need to present their debates to the class. So teachers can just provide guiding questions and important character details, and we also monitor and facilitate structured debates. Sounds easy? This is why I choose this I choose this text, I choose this activity. Very, very helpful and very, very understandable. So now moving on to the level 2, which is the medium proficiency, which is the activity is focusing on the digital timeline and analysis. So technology that is being used here is Canva, where we ask the students to develop a digital timeline of major events based on the story. They need to collaborate in groups and then identify the themes and the character development throughout the storyline, while the teachers provide the templates with a timeline to help the guide talks, and then facilitate the sharing and feedback on students' analysis. So the students have their own role where they need to develop the digital timeline, and then the teachers provide the templates for them to do the work. Now, moving on to the level 3, which is the low proficiency, like we did before, audio visual. This one we did. This one we are. I would suggest that we can do the audio visual character exploration. So, what students need to do? They receive a digital character cards containing quotes and background information, and then they need to record an audio or video as their designated persona, and they share their recordings on a class discussion track and listen to their classmates. And then what's the teacher's role here? Assigning roles, as well as provide structured prompts for the students on what should they do, and encourage the sharing and discussion of recording. So not just the teachers need to assign them on what they need to do. The teachers can also encourage them to share what they have already do. Okay, so when we encouraging the students will feel motivated. From an introvert student, we can make them to share more what they have learned in the class, and then we also can instill the spirit of discussion on everything that we have learned. So from here, we can improve in another class, like in another lesson, for using the discussion. So assessment and reflection, like we have done before, we have the assessment, and then we have the how it reflects. How can the assessment reflects to the student? Where the first part is the digital debate for the high proficiency student, where this one will be assessing their argumentative and analytical skills, while for the medium level of proficiency, which is the digital timeline and analysis assessment, this one will be measuring the understanding and theme investigation, and the last one is the audio-visual character exploration for the low proficiency students, where this one they can measure character interpret visual. With this one, the teacher can measure the character interpretation as well as expression. So reflection tasks are how the students reflect what they learn to Google from as well as Padlet, which the teacher will need to provide. So like we had done in the lower secondary, we've done it again for the upper secondary, which is this technology, this website is very important because one of the technology items that we need to integrate, right? So we also have the rubric for the assessment, right? So like before, we have the from excellent to needs improvement. We have the four different parts, which is engagement and participation, creativity, expression, story understanding, and collaboration, as well as communication. So the teachers, this rubric, this I provide this rubric for the teachers to understand and for the teachers to be easily measure what they should measure based on. So, for example, if a student get doing well, participates well in the class, so but not that active, we can give him 3, for example, like that. So this one is very clear for the teachers to use. And the last one is the integration of selection criteria and multimodal representation. All right. So these activities are tailored to various competency levels and ensuring accessibility while retaining engagement. So with this task, not just the high proficiency level students will enjoy learning, the low and the mid level of proficiency students also enjoy, engage everything with the learning process. And the multimodal representation, where this to increase engagement and comprehension, the session incorporates text, which is the script excerpt of the literary text and its verticals, when voice, which is the recorded reflection, visual, the character maps, animation, interactive timelines, as well as video, which for the debates, as well as last one is interactive material. So that is all for upper secondary. Sounds fun, I know it. So we're just not stopping at that. We also have the references. All right. Now, these references, we have the DSKP and the scheme of work here. So why I put them here in my project in my Google site, because it is to ensure the alignment with Malaysian curricular standards. So provide this easy access to the SKP document and scheme of reference, so the teachers that can directly plan lesson that make official requirements. So we have this one, the DSKP, from Form 1 until Form 5. We also have the scheme of work, also from Form 1 until Form 5. I've already come to the end. So what I would love to say is this project isn't just about reading books. It's about creating a vibrant, technology enhanced ESL environment where the students learn through stories they genuinely care about. So I truly encourage all ESL educators to explore this young adult literature in their classroom. It's not just about and reading reading the novels. It's a very powerful tool for building language, empathy, and global perspectives. So I think that's all just for today. So thank you for watching. I hope you find this presentation inspiring. Finally, let's bring the magic of young adult literature into our ESL classroom, and happy teaching. I think that's all from me. Back to you now, Batman.
The call for help has been answered. Teaching young adult literature doesn't have to be a struggle anymore. With this project, we have the tools, the ideas, and the power to inspire a new generation of readers and thinkers. You, the teachers, are the true heroes in this mission. So let's rise together. Use this project as your bat signal and light up your classroom with stories that matter. Thank you for Mr. Muaz for the sharing, and also together we can make a real difference.